Hello, and how are you, beautiful people? And Happy New Year to everybody. I mean, we made it through 2021, and now we need to try... No! See what the year has done to me? I am mentally incapable now. I have become somewhat dumber. That I am afraid that I might fizzle out and dissolve into the ether. Anywho. Hello, how are you, beautiful people? And, welcome to the show. We have made it through 2020, and here we go, attempting to survive 2021, which means use your good sense, folks, please. Be safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, you know, even if you don't believe in it, just do it. It's not like it's hurting anybody or yourself, just to be a little bit cleaner and more cautious, right? I don't know what the big deal is. But anyway, I don't want to get political, because I'm not being political. Do your own thing. I just want to say love everybody. Love your neighbors. Be friends. You know, don't kill each other. And let's just try to work together for the greater good, okay? Like what Elon's doing, okay? So anyway, I'm sure that's going to create a fucking shit show in the comment section. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be happy and fun. Because if I stay happy and fun, I stay sane in these horrible times. And I'm trying to do the same for you. Okay, so now on to today's lesson plan. Alright, so something which I really love about Mikrotik, and I know I'm doing a lot of videos on Mikrotik, but as things progress and I start getting more equipment, I'm going to start doing more videos on different equipment, like Cisco and Juniper and Adtran, okay? Those are the ones that I'm kind of targeting next. But anyway, right now I'm really comfortable with Mikrotik. I haven't had to do a lot of work on Cisco, so I'm going to be rusty as hell when I get back into it, so... whatever. And besides, I think Juniper's better than Cisco in my opinion. There's another flame war. So what is Romon exactly? I could read this description here, or I could just tell you. Romon is cool, dude. I'd like to say effing cool, but apparently every time I drop the F-bomb, I seem to get demonetized. So, anyway. So what Romon does is, Romon is kind of like a layer 2 network management tool. So, it's, well, I guess it's technically layer 2, layer 3. Here, what does it say right here? Let's just, screw it, let's read it. Okay, and its network operates independently from layer 2 or layer 3. Oh, wow, I was wrong. Let's see here. Romon works by establishing independent MAC layer peer discovery and data forwarding network. Weird grammar. Romon packets are encapsulated with ether type 0x88BF, bullfrog. And DestMac 0180C20088 Bullfrog, and its network operates independently from layer 2 or layer 3 configuration. When Romon is enabled, any received Romon packets will not be displayed by sniffer or torch tools. Each router on Romon network is assigned its Romon ID. Romon ID can be selected from port MAC address or specified by user. Romon protocol does not provide encryption services. Encryption is provided at application level, by example using SSH or using secure Winbox. There you go. Alright, so that being said, we're going to go over the fundamentals of Romon first, and I'm going to show you how to build out Romon, which is basically just enabling a checkbox in the simplest form and potentially putting a password into things, okay? I'm not going to do the password part here because it's literally an extra step, and I will demonstrate it at the end on a couple of units, but for the most part, I'll just show you where it is and where to put it in. Because, you know, securing your network is very, very important, and that is a video that I've got coming up. But I'm consulting with a couple of network security experts before I produce the video, okay? So, let me show you this. And by the way, where is Romon really fucking handy? Romon's very, very handy when you're doing any kind of network changes, or if you're having layer 3 issues on your network and you can't route to specific devices, like specific routers, you can get into said router that you've lost layer 3 connectivity to, and if it has layer 3 connectivity to the devices that are connected to it, then you can SSH into those devices from the router and be able to fix things. Or, you know, you can just make changes on the network and not have to worry about getting booted off as you're making changes. Alright, so now that I've said that, okay, here is the page. Look, it's wiki.mikrotik.com/wiki/manual:/tools/Romon. I will have the link in the description. This tells you about it. So now let's get rid of that. Now, by the way, there is a caveat I need to tell you about. The Mikrotik Romon, and the reason why I mention this, because so many of you guys are using Ubiquiti equipment. And remember, don't use Unify in a carrier network. I don't care if you've been doing it for years and it's been perfectly fine for you. It is not designed for carrier networks. Unify equipment is designed for small office, home office. It's like internal stuff. It's like Cisco Meraki. You wouldn't use Meraki out in like a distributed network like an ISP, all right? So now that that's out of the way. So you would use edge switches, okay? That's typically what people are using. There is a problem with the edge switch. It blocks the packets for Romon and it won't work. But these are the fixes I found in the forum. So I'm going to post these two. And notice I left the awesome contributors' names on here because I should always credit people who help you. So Alex Semi too. Not going to read into that too much. I was able to resolve the issue by enabling EAPOL flood mode. Okay, I'm going to try that myself in the lab later. Andre Ra found solution. Log in through SSH and run these commands. Now this I know. So this little command script thingy right here, I know of very well because other people have told me about this. And it does work. So this is basically what you have to do. Basically, for some stupid reason, Ubiquiti switches actually filter stuff. They're not really supposed to. Nutanix switches don't do that. Cisco switches don't typically do that by default. For some reason, Ubiquiti sees the need to do so, but this is more going into hand-holding and nanny state stuff that's trying to idiot-proof networking for people who don't know how to do networking, which creates a very dangerous situation, which is why you need to learn this stuff, okay? So what I've done here is I've created a little lab right here, okay? So I've got some routers. Let's just arbitrarily throw them around, and I'm just going to make a little mess right here, and I'm just going to randomly move them and connect them to each other. So let's do this. So first of all, let's create a connection here. And I guess you guys want a tutorial on GNS3. There's tons out there, but I'll explain as I go. So I'm clicking on Add Link here, and I'm going to put it on ENS18. Now watch this. I don't think I can add it while it's live. So I'm going to connect it to Ether1, and it let me do it. That's very cool. All right, so now, you can't change links when they're live. Okay, so watch this. I have connectivity to this router. I'll just build it out. Let's go from Ethernet 5 to Ethernet 2 here. Or Ethernet 1 on router 2. Alright, so now I'm going to go from 4 to 1 on here, because why not? And let's go from 5 on this one to port 1 on this one. See how I'm doing this? And then just for shits and gigs, I'm going to go from 5 on this one to 1 on this one. And maybe I'll go from, we'll just kind of balance it out a little bit. There we go. So now we've connected all these routers. We haven't done any programming on them yet. No, we haven't. But let me bring up Winbox here, and you'll see that router 1 here has got an IP address, right? All right, so here we go. What I can actually do is I can bring up this router, like so. Alright, so now that I'm into the router, here's where we get into the Romon stuff. And you'll see how handy Romon is. Now, you see that I can't see anything in there, and if I try to connect to Romon, it's not enabled, right? Here, let me just turn off my phone, sorry. I told everybody that I'm supposed to be doing videos, but unfortunately not everybody is willing to accept that. There we go. So now, we've got Romon R1, router 1 here. Now we're specifically going to focus on Romon. So there's two ways to do this. I'm going to do it through the interface right now to show you, okay? And then we'll do the next one manually. And the reason why I want to do that, like through Shell, is because it's so fucking handy through Shell. And I knew you spend an entire video on doing command line, which I'm getting there, okay? It's just, remember guys, I only have a finite amount of personal time, and I'm trying so hard to make these videos for you. Okay, so we're going to go to Tools, and we're going to go to Romon. Watch this. Enabled! Yay! Okay, now I'm going to create a fake WAN port here, just for the sake of demonstration, because security is critical, right? So we're going to make ETH2 WAN, okay? This is the internet. It's the wild frontier of communications, where all sorts of asshats like to cause problems, like hacking your equipment and sending your entire network to hell. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that no little, hacker that's on your broadcast domain outside of your network has the ability to access your Romon. So one of the most basic things you need to throw on here is we're going to go to ports, and we're going to add a port because it's already set for enabled on all. All right, so we're going to pick the WAN port and go forbid. So now that means that Romon will not be able to function or discover on Ethernet 2. Now, I'm not going to go into all the other basic securing your router stuff here because I've already done a video on that, like for the basics, but we're going to focus on Romon. So now this blocks the outside world from seeing your Romon stuff going on, right? Okay, so now, screw it, I'll throw the password in. Actually, no, I won't do that to the end. This is where you can throw in the password and you can throw in the ID for your router, okay? So here's your ID. It's a Mac basically, but it generates its own, which is cool. And then this is where you would put your password or passwords, right? See? All right. So we're just going to hit OK. And now this guy is enabled. Okay, cool. Don't mind my cats. Let's see here. Where did my mouse go? Mouse over here. All right, so now that this is enabled on here, you're probably noticing that I can connect to Romon now. But there's nothing in there. There's just my router here, which is showing up, right? Well, we need to enable that on router 2 now. So how do we do that? Well, let's just pretend that we've got a situation where we've got fresh routers. So I'm going to go to neighbors here, and you can see your routers in here, right? So I can see router 5. So sorry, I should probably show you what I did there. So I'm using the link layer discovery that Mikrotik includes. So I'm going IP, neighbors, and you can see the 2 routers that are neighboring it, right? So let's do router 5 first. So I'm going to go Mac Telnet, and I'm going to enter in the default login. And look, I'm in. Now watch this. Now remember, the command line of Mikrotik behaves very similarly, comparable to the GUI itself. So watch this. We're going to go tool, space, Romon, and then that's going to put us into the Romon menu. So I can hit enter, right? If I hit enter right now, it's going to put me into the Romon menu, but we don't need to do that now. Watch, set, enabled, equals, and by the way, you notice how it's automatically completing itself? Every time I type half a command, I hit tab and it'll complete it for me. I can hit yes. Now watch. So now, router 5 showing up over here. Isn't that neato? Right? Okay. So that's a cool trick. Let's try that again. Alright, so now we're going to go to router 2. Okay. And I'm going to repeat that step so that it burns in. Okay, we'll do it differently on the other ones. I'm going to do it all the different ways. So I'm going to repeat the step I just did on router 2. So tool, and then I just hit tab, Romon, tab, enabled, set, tab, enabled, so en, tab, yes, and then enter. Alright, so now Romon is also enabled on router 2. Now what does that mean? Watch this. I can now click on router 5 and it comes up magical-like. Is that neat? And if I go to tools Romon here, I've got a little plethora of tools. So I can go to discovery and I can see all the stuff in here, right? So this will show me all the neighbors that it discovers through the Romon protocol. And if I go to ping, I can also ping a specific router over the Romon protocol. And yes, you can also do like telnet and SSH through command line. I'll show you that, guys, that at the end. Okay, so now we're into this one, and watch. If we want to go one step further, I can either go into the GUI. Let me on leg R2. I'll do it through the GUI. Watch. So I'm going to GUI in. I GUI'd in. IP neighbors. All right, and look. Oh, what do we got here? Router 4. Oh, there's router 4 right there. Okay, so cool. Let's Mac Telnet into that again. Admin. Whoops. That's not going to work. Let me try that again. I hit my caps lock button. Ha. See, nobody's perfect. Okay, admin. Enter. All right, tool. Enter. Romon. This is another way. Now watch. Under Romon, if I hit print, it'll show me what's going on in here, and I hit connect question mark, and it'll show me other tools that are available there. Okay, these are all the tools that you can get to through command line. There's a couple of extras in here. Well, SSH. That's not available through the main window there, the GUI. Now watch. I'm going to enable it now, right? So I'm going to type enable. So, set. Right? And set brings up, if I hit tab, it'll show you what you can set. And I'm going to set enabled equals Yes. Isn't that neat? You're going to learn to love tab. I'm a Linux user, so tab is my favorite thing in the whole wide, weird world. Okay, cool. All right, so we now just enabled yet another router, and you'll notice now they're daisy chaining. So now router 4 just popped up, right? Yes, I know I need to update the image that's in GNS3, but I'll do it later. I mean, realistically, it does what I need it to for the sake of demonstration, right? Okay, so that's that. That's done. That's done right there. Yeah. Okay, so now, let me see here. We've got router 4, and now we need to get router 6, right? Okay, so we've got one router left to do. So let me do this. Watch. Okay, discover. Okay, so it's not actually seeing anything else there, right? Let's do this. IP, neighbor, and print. Let's see what it sees. Okay, so I'm seeing a router on Ether 5, right? Is that neat? Cool. Now, I believe I can go under... Let's see here. I can actually copy this. So this is the one on router 5 here. We're going to go copy. I'm just fiddling around, fiddle farting, guys. So tool, telnet. There we go, Mac telnet. And then I can paste that Mac that I just got, like so. Cool. That didn't work. Ah, because it borked the MAC address. Let's try that again. 0023AF. Oh, look at that. Isn't that weird? It screwed it up. So it's actually 0C23AF E7. Oh, look at that. So you see what happened there? That's my computer being dumb. But I caught it. So if I look up above, okay, there we go. Now I can go admin, enter. This is a valuable tool, guys. Now watch. I'm going to do the quick string like I showed you before. So tool, tab, Romon, tab, set, tab, enabled, tab, yes, enter. So now we'll see R6 show up in this list. So now we've just added that entire leg of routers so that we can like roam on into each one of them, and then we can start configuring our layer 3 services like OSPF and stuff, right? Isn't that cool? And if I go here, tools, Romon, look at this. If I go discover, it'll show me everything. Now, notice that the number changes, okay? So if it's a neighboring router, you know, like this is R6, R4 is right next door, so it's 200. R2 is 2 hops away, so 200, 400, right? And then if we want to get to R1, it's another 200, so 600. So we can see the distance now. Isn't that cool? All right, and then we can go a step further. There's my router, 800. Neat, eh? So this also tells you where it is and how many hops. Okay, so now that we've completed that, what we can do, actually, is I'm going to go back to R1 here. I'm going to just try something, because I want to try to squeeze in the whole port security thing here. So let's go like this. I'm going to go secrets, and I'm going to leave one blank. And I'm going to do one is secret. There we go. Okay, so if we go to tools, Romon, so we've got one that means nothing, so like the other ones will work. And then we've got one that the secret is secret, right? So now, I think I've already done router 5. Let's go into router 5 for a second here, okay? So I'm going to go back over here to my... Oh, I closed it. I am an idiot. Alright, here we go. I'm getting cat opera. Okay, so let's go into router 5 for a second. We're going to connect to Romon, go tools, Romon. This is the password part, folks. Pay attention. Secret. I'm just going to stick that in there arbitrarily like so. Okay, so now, let's see if I broke it. Yep, notice it's not there anymore. So let me go to tools, Romon, and make sure I've got secret in here. I should see that show up. Oh, I bet you that it doesn't want the first entry. Watch. There we go. So that should change. That should clear the entire list, and only number 5 should show up. See? So now, because router 5 shares the secret between these two devices, it's actually able to communicate. So this is kind of a password-ish type thingy. It's not encrypting anything really, but it is making it so that you can't join into the Romon network without the right password, right? So now let's go into this guy now, and we're going to do the last router here, okay? So if we go to IP neighbors to discover it, right? There it is. There it is again. And I can go Mac Telnet, admin. Boop, we're in. Tool, Romon, set. I hit tab because I don't know what I'm setting. Set secret. So let's see, let's set our secret first. Secret. Like so, right? And then I can hit space. Set again, right? No, it won't let me do it. Oh, wait. Enabled. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. See? Ha. We don't need to add the ID. But set secret, set enabled, yes. Now that should show up in here. There we go. Isn't that neat? And so this leg is a secured Romon, and the other leg is a unsecured Romon. That's really all there is to it. So now that this is all done, you can go in and do like your OSPF configuration or BGP or whatever hellish protocols you want to use that I haven't heard of yet, like Butterfly Protocol or ButterFS Protocol. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, that is Romon 101. So this should help you out a lot because Romon's handy as hell. Let's say that you have an issue where you've got a misconfigured router or something, or a tech went on site and they dropped in a configuration that was older than the current one, and now you can't get in, but the tech doesn't know how to program it. No big deal, okay? So Romon, you should have Romon enabled when you first configure your routers, because then you can simply Romon into the device, fix the configuration, and bring it back online. It's also just a really handy general configuration utility, like when you're working on a remote site, for example, which I've got another video coming up shortly, which will be about connecting your remote sites through VPN, which is handy as hell. But yeah, you can actually use Romon over VPN. So if you've got a VPN to a remote site, you can punch in the far side's IP, connect to Romon, and connect to all the Mikrotik equipment that can share inside of that network, allowing you to quickly and easily move throughout that network. So I hope that today's little tutorial was helpful, and don't forget to like and subscribe, tell your friends. We're working really hard to try to bring you guys good content, and please join the Patreon if you find that the content is helping you. The money that we earn from Patreon really helps to pay for the videos, like the creation of the videos and any equipment to make them better, which shortly you will see what I've been working on with the money I've been getting from Patreon. A new lab, getting more equipment. I'm actually starting to buy network equipment as well so that I can demonstrate things for you. So lots of great things coming. And as a community, we move forward and help each other out, make things better. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I hope you enjoyed today. I know I cut back on the profanity and stuff like that, but I'm trying to think of fun ways to be ridiculous without pissing off YouTube. So there you go. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and ciao.